Terry Preston with Liberty PAC, and I'm here with Michael Brown, Commissioner from the 6th District of Johnson County, the Big Six, as we call it. Michael, welcome.
It's good to be with you, Terry. Good to be with Liberty PAC. Good to be with you this morning.
You ran four years ago. What's the difference that you see between now and 4 years ago?
So when I ran in 2016, 4 years ago, the number one question at every door was, what does a commissioner do? Nobody asks me that anymore, Terry. Nobody. Everybody is fully aware of what commissioners do. We control your taxes. We can shut down your business. We can lock you in your house. We have all kinds of things commissioners can do. People don't have any misunderstanding about that anymore.
We had no idea.
Nope, we did not.
You bring up a good segue. The Liberty PAC was formed just this year based on, really on the idea, the original thought, the original idea of America. Life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, and to secure these rights, governments are instituted amongst men. So Liberty PAC believes those of you on the commission or at the state level or wherever, federal level, are there to protect our rights. And one of our rights is the ability to life, means to go to work, enjoy the fruits of your labor. As you mentioned, that was disrupted this year, which was very unfortunate. We do appreciate you. We're one of the voices of reason.
Well,
you and Steve Klica and Michael to a little bit to a degree, and we appreciate that. What is the challenge in making the others understand that people have to work to live?
It has been a challenge. Is a good word. It's probably not quite as bold as it would be warranted. I share the dais with 6 other commissioners. I have lost time after time on a 4-3 vote. When it came to factoring in liberties and freedoms and individual rights, I have lost that 4-3 over and over and over. And I wish I knew what it would take to convince those other commissioners, at least one of them, that this is a terrible idea. But the fact is, they continue down the path of being scared, of being afraid, of being overly cautious, of believing that government knows more about how to protect you than you know about how to protect you. And that couldn't be further out of line with how I think about things. I believe that the people watching this broadcast right here with us right now, and you and your family, and me and my family, and my neighbors, and the people that I represent, we're all smart enough to make our own decisions about our health and our welfare, not government.
Absolutely right. It's not government's job to protect my health. That's my job.
Mm-hmm.
It's government's job to protect my individual rights. I do believe, giving credit where credit is due, generally people are very satisfied with the job Johnson County does on infrastructure. The other main deal is safety. We all want to be safe in our persons and in our home in Johnson County through Sheriff Hayden and DA Steve Howell. Great job. So I think you guys do a great job on that regard. It's just I don't understand why they think that they should be involved, intricately with business. We are calling for a separation of business and state, just like a separation of church and state. Go ahead and set the rules, but
then get out of the way.
Get out of the way and let businesses compete. I mean, Johnson County has a rich business community.
Yes, it does.
I wonder if the other commissioners heard much from the business community, who we were also trying to spur to get involved.
So I'm not going to say that the business community didn't weigh in, because we did hear during the shutdown. We heard from a lot of hair salons, workout facilities, gyms, health clubs, restaurants, bars. We heard from a lot of those kinds of businesses. But what I didn't hear much from was from construction, because construction kept going. And I didn't hear much from retail, because by and large retail was able to keep going, maybe in a limited fashion, but some measure of retail continued. When I did hear from retail about complaints, it was that I'm a mom and pop shop here in Olathe or here in Gardner, and when I go to Walmart, their doors are wide open. Everybody and their brother is walking in and out, and I'm trying to compete, and my property tax bill is going to show up just like their but they're going to have money to pay it, and I'm not. I heard from a gentleman who was incredibly upset, a gentleman approaching 70 years old. He's lived in Johnson County his whole life, born and raised here. He owns multiple properties in Olathe, and he said to me, and I won't say his name, but I know him really well, Mike, for the first time ever, I'm not going to be able to afford to make my payment to the county for my property taxes. My buildings are paid for, but I'm not going to be able to make it because my tenants quit paying on April 1, and that tax bill is going to come due, and I don't have the cash.
You just pointed out the exact reason that we need a separation. Because once they make one decision, it has a ripple effect.
Absolutely.
The ripple effect has not fully been appreciated yet or come to fruition all the way. And then one of the things that I also respected you for, when the county commissioners, which just blew my mind, came to a 5.3% increase. They didn't say, we're going to sacrifice with you, folks. We're going to cut. And we know we caused some hardships by shutting you down. I mean, you spoke up and said, no, this is not right. But again, it was rammed through, I think, with 5 votes.
It was 5-2.
5.3% increase. What in the world were they thinking then?
So taxes, in my opinion, and I argued this through the entire budget process, which began in March and was finalized in July. I argued that entire time that our property taxes, what we levy against the property tax payer in Johnson County, should be lowered given what we were going through and what we were dealing with. The fact that we didn't lower them is inexcusable and aberrant. But the fact that we raised them, property taxes went up over 5%, that's immoral. To tell somebody, shut down your business and then pay up, sucker, that's aberrant. It's inexcusable. It's embarrassing to me as a commissioner that the majority of the commissioners I share the dais with, the majority have limited or no business experience, simply did not care. It was more important to keep county services growing than it was to provide relief to the taxpayer. That's wrong.
It's absolutely abhorrent when they have a rather large rainy day fund. It's pouring out there.
Yeah.
I would say the commission, it's not only raining, it's pouring on those that were shut down and they have a hard time paying. It does remind me a little bit of the 18th century France with King Louis XIV and Marie Antoinette. You know, when they had people in the street starving, and Marie said, "Let them eat cake." Really, those commissioners that voted for that are basically saying, "Let them eat cake or let them pay with cake." And
well,
I don't. Maybe we should give them the Marie Antoinette Good Government Award.
Yeah, right. Yeah, maybe. Hey, that's a good idea. Come, Liberty PAC could put up a Let Them Eat Cake Award.
Well, we got one here in Johnson County. Absolutely. But anyway, we appreciate you talking against that. Now, there are a couple of other commissioners that are running, and we want to help you get a majority. And who are those commissioners in the second and the third that we should be cognizant of and voting for?
So in the second district would be about half of Lenexa, all of Shawnee, and Lake Quivira. That would be, I need Rob Patterson on that dais with me. Please vote for Rob Patterson. Good man, business guy, business experience, will come in on day one and be able to start offering great perspective from the get-go. The other commissioner that I need there is Charlotte O'Hara in the third district, which is southern Overland Park and unincorporated Aubrey-Oxford township areas down toward Miami County, and then over to include Spring Hill. I need Charlotte up there. Charlotte brings also business experience, but she has a lot of experience in the public finance sector where she understands how these pieces work intricately, and she, again, will offer incredible perspective on things literally the first day she sits down at that dais. I hope that I get to share the dais with those two new commissioners. It will be a new ball game in Johnson County with those two and I and Michael Ashcraft as commissioners.
Well, Rob Patterson in the second, and then Charlotte O'Hara. I will vote for her. I'm in the third. Charlotte O'Hara in the third, and that's who we need to get on the team. I don't know if you have any other general thoughts about what's going on in the county that you'd like to share with people?
So I would just close with some general thoughts about what's going on. Property taxes are too high. The taxpayer cannot afford the load that we've placed upon them. And Johnson County is this. When a government attempts to be all things to all people, it will either fail because it doesn't meet that goal, or it will fail because the underwriters, the taxpayer, can't afford to pay for the government to be all things to all people. But failure is inevitable. It cannot continue on. When I first came in as a commissioner I got sworn in 2017 in January. Our budget had just barely broke over the $1 billion, I'm sorry, our tax collections, not budget, tax collections had just crossed the line of $1 billion. The county just approved on a 5-2 vote where Commissioner Ashcraft and I said no, but 5 of them said $1.25 billion. The budget went up 25% in 4 years. That is unsustainable. I can't afford that. Nobody can afford that. It's ridiculous to me that there are adults sitting on that dais that think that that's okay. I pointed it out ad nauseum that it had gone up 25% in 4 years. And with very little feedback, almost no comment.
That's way outpacing inflation and population growth. You know, so we all want a beautiful Johnson County. We all want a county with good services that we have.
Absolutely.
Choices have to be made.
Sure.
You can't be everything. We really appreciate the good choices that you're making, Michael Brown, from the 6th District, and I appreciate you coming in today, and good luck in the election. Thank you.
Just a quick closing, one more quick comment. Okay. So I never forget that it's your government, and I never forget it's your money. Never. That's every decision I make, whether that's sitting at the dais or in conversations with people along the way. It is your government, it is your money, and I never forget that. And I want to thank Terry and Liberty PAC. I'm Mike Brown. I appreciate your vote, your support, and go Liberty PAC.
Thank you, Mike Brown.
Good to see you, buddy.